The most valuable thing you own isn't your house, your career, your reputation, or even your bank account, but something you have had since the day you were born. And most of us don't recognize its worth until we are on the verge of losing it. Every year, countless people silently wonder whether life is still worth living. Yet the greatest tragedy is not that they lack strength. It is that in their darkest moment they can no longer see the value that has always been within them. I am K.R. Goswami, psychologist and best-selling author. Let me share today why some people want to end their lives and what they need most is not a solution but hope. Let us learn about this silent battle. Imagine a man standing at the edge of despair, convinced that death is his only escape. A wise sage approaches him, not with judgment, not with sermons, not with simple question. I will give you a fortune for your hands. Would you sell them? The man refuses. What about your eyes? Again he refuses. The sage smiles gently. So you possess treasures worth more than all the gold I can offer. Yet you believe your life has no value. Sometimes we don't need a miracle, we need perspective. The human mind has an extraordinary ability to distort reality when pain becomes overwhelming. Depression whispers that tomorrow will never be different. Anxiety convinces us every mistake is permanent. Shame tells us we were a burden. And loneliness makes silence sound louder than love. But thoughts are not always truth. Psychologists have long observed suicidal thinking rarely comes from one single cause. It can emerge from deep depression, severe mental illness, impulse movements fueled by alcohol or drugs, unbearable emotional pain, philosophical despair, or even desperate cries for someone, anyone to notice the suffering hidden behind a smile. Pain changes perception, and perception changes decisions. That's why some of the world's most admired people have also carried unbearable emptiness. Money cannot hug you, success cannot forgive you, fame cannot quiet the mind at 3 o'clock in the morning. The world may applaud you while your own thoughts quietly tear you apart. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding of modern life is believing that achieving creates peace. In reality, peace creates the ability to enjoy achievement. Without inner balance, even extraordinary success begins to feel strangely hollow. Our lives resemble a wheel. One part is work, one part is rest, and one part is relationships. Ignore one long enough, and eventually the entire wheel begins to wobble. Many people proudly sacrifice sleep for the productivity. Others sacrifice family for the ambition. Some sacrifice their integrity for wealth. Each compromise seems small until stress quietly accumulates into despair. Balance is not laziness, it is survival. But there is another kind of intelligence that schools rarely teach. Not IQ, not EQ. The ability to understand your emotions before they control your life. To recognize when sadness is asking for compassion, not punishment. To notice when someone else's smile hides exhaustion. To forgive before resentment becomes your identity. To speak kindly to yourself when your inner critic refuses to stop. Think about it. If your closest friend spent every day calling you worthless, you would eventually walk away. Yet many people allow that voice to exist inside their own minds for years. Imagine replacing it with something different. I am unique. I am still growing. I survived yesterday. There is still another chapter. These are not empty affirmations. They are quiet acts of resistance against hopelessness. Because every meaningful change begins with conversation we have inside ourselves. Perhaps the opposite of suicide is not simply living. Perhaps it is discovering meaning. Meaning in forgiveness. Meaning in connection. Meaning in asking for help before silence becomes unbearable. And meaning in realizing that your value was never determined by your worst day. The world has never needed perfect people. It has always needed people who choose one difficult day at a time to stay. Because somewhere beyond today's darkness, there is a version of you that is deeply grateful that you did. My friends, pain changes perception, but perception is not reality. Your darkest thought is not your final truth. Peace doesn't come after success. Success is meaningful only when peace comes first. The most valuable life is often the one that has forgotten its own worth. And lastly, hope is not the absence of pain. It is decision that pain will not write the ending. Thank you very much. Have a great, great day.
पिया को मना मानत नाही।